other sustainability news services are available. But this is just fire!
And there we are, morning. Oh yeah, it's funner. Morning and welcome to News and Views with the slightly hyperactive EV Café. 30 minutes of what's happening in sustainable transport with expert analysis from me and Paul. We are massively proud to be sponsored by Drax Electric Vehicles, outstanding business EV solutions, and just a great bunch of people. They were with us at that event, which was the partner day, and it's fair to say, Paul, that the community is growing in size and power.
I think absolutely. It was so much energy, as John, you know, and as people there knew. I've had a tough couple of weeks, and you can get the violins out for me. It's been a real time of challenge and lots of workload, and everything that you all know out there. For your own personal life. And the energy that I took from that day, the encouragement and the positivity was just outstanding. I loved it. And I was very, very happy at the end of it. Can I just say, John, I can't really get to the comment. I don't think I can highlight comments.
Don't worry, I'm on it.
Oh, good. Right. So we'll leave that to you. But so sorry, everybody. I can't get into comments. As you can see, I'm mobile. There we go.
Right, okay. Do you want to grab a cuppa? Oh, you can't, Paul, can you? Because you're in a car. Bless.
I'm going to at the end.
Let's plug in to what's happening in clean transport this week. And coming up, Chesterfield are getting on their electric stagecoach. We find out more about that in a minute. The AA identify the rejectors and the doubters. What's that all about? The government sets out how the new National Wealth Fund will grow the economy and especially in transport. And China's BYD are stepping up to the plate. See what I did there? China, plate? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, now then, I want to give a big shout out to our friends at National Grid, including Lorna McAteer this morning, who are working incredibly hard to recover the situation after the massive fire at the substation at Heathrow. Please don't ever forget how we rely on those people's energy for our energy. They are outstanding. But first, it's that little thing we have come to know and love as the commercial clap.
The commercial clap from the EV Café.
Innovation applauded.
Oh yeah, the commercial clap, Paul. It's growing every week. And we've now got people sending us stuff and saying, I want to be on the commercial clap.
And why wouldn't they? And why wouldn't they? I mean, this powerful platform has reach.
Oh, indeed, indeed. It can reach to the end of your nose. Anyway, we start off with Chul. Now, we mentioned Chul a couple of weeks ago and this brilliant system where they're able to just drop a box in a place and charge. And you can charge within 20 minutes of this box being delivered. They've had a highly successful month-long trial at Wincanton e-fleet operations in sites across West London, delivering in partnership with Wincanton, Connected Places Catapult and the DFT. Is that all right, Paul? I can say that, can I?
There's certain information that we are party to, which is not public. And,
indeed.
I need you just to be careful.
I can be discreet, you know. The demonstration showed the ability for battery-integrated charging to increase available on-site capacity in these sites to up to 250%. So 2.5 times the amount of charging that they had there already within 20 minutes. Fully deployed and operating within, they say, 15 minutes. Chul's power-up charger underpinned the duty cycles of 19 large and medium-sized fully electric vans. Don't say can't, say Chul can. Paul.
Chul can. Well, listen, I was especially privileged to go and meet Phil Clark, the founder of said organisation at said area in northwest London, to see all of the vehicles being delivered. And, you know, to consider that they can operate currently 16 vehicles on the platform that they have there, but then when you put this in, they can operate 40, and that includes some sort of medium heavy trucks. And it's just an impressive thing. And the joy of it being able to just drop in and fit in matter of minutes. You can check out my LinkedIn post, the self-promotion there. Check out my LinkedIn post. You can get a lot of details there and ask me any questions.
Now then, I don't know about you, but I'm getting heavier and wider as the years pass. And the AA are helping the heavies, those of us who are a little bit heavier and a little bit wider, by upgrading the compact recovery trailer used to help motorists when they rescue them. So, up till now, they've had to use this compact recovery trailer, which is regulated to 2 tons maximum load. But they've now done some upgrades, and it's now able to take a 2.4 ton vehicle, which can be towed behind a recovery van such as this. It's absolutely brilliant in terms of being able to take electric vehicles that previously you'd have had to get the big boys out, and it was all a pain in the backside. You've got your van, you can get this little CRT out, the compact recovery trailer out, and be recovered. Well done to the AA. I think that's the first one of its kind. And finally, we have a mystery little number here, and Paul doesn't know about this. Massive shout out to our very own crew who've been knocking their pans in to bring the best EV Café Village experience at the CV show coming up. That's the commercial vehicle show coming up 29th of April to the 1st of May in Birmingham. Paul and Teresa Swift have been pretty well selling out this whole thing. Paul, am I right in saying it's pretty well sold out now?
Yeah, do you know what? You could beat us up and take our spot, but you know, unless you really want to beat the doors down and be there, yeah, it's sold out really. But it's going to be amazing. Come be a part of it. We have got other shows coming up. So there's the Installer Live, there's Carfest, there's Fleet Mobility Live. 3 events that are really, really going to take the country by storm. Installer Live is the next one, and we'll have similar kind of vibe to the CV show. So plenty of opportunities, but the CV show, just come and be a part. Come and be your beautiful selves.
Right, shut your gob, because I want to say how fabulous you've been in selling that out. That is hard work. Teresa Swift supporting in going after some of those deals as well. And ultimately, I'd like to say thank you to Helen Parker as well, the long-suffering wife of Richard Parker of Webfleet. She's provided all of the support to the CV show team, to the exhibitors, and to us. She's been exceptional. Everybody has. Thank you so much for making this the biggest and best ever EV Café Village. And you can see us all at the Decarbonisation Theatre, where we're going to talk vans, mate. Vans!
And trucks.
That's the commercial clap, baby. Now then, shall we get on with the news?
Let's get on.
Okay, Stagecoach has just unveiled a shiny new electric bus hub in Chesterfield, thanks to the wizardry of VEV. Now, picture this, bus depot. Inside, instead of the usual diesel fumes, it's all sleek charging stations and humming electric motors. Every day is a spa day for the buses. This isn't just about being green though, it's about being smooth, rather like Paul. Imagine gliding through Chesterfield, no more juddering starts or smoky exhausts, just a gentle, well, he's not silent, but anyway, a gentle, silent whoosh. And hopefully no more missing the bus because it was stuck in traffic belching out fumes. Now, bus drivers usually have oily rags. Now they're going to have pristine rags where they just wipe down the charging cables and all will be well with the world. It's really, really important that we make this transition not just in cars and vans and trucks, but public transport as well. Huge congratulations to Stagecoach, VEV and Chesterfield. Love that story, Paul. Do you get excited by an electric bus?
Do you know what? I love an electric bus, and what I find is when I'm wandering around London, I will see a bus go flying past silently and smokelessly, and that to me is great news because look, right, they're always in urban environments. They're right by people waiting for buses, queues of people traveling slowly, and the diesel versions, of course, are churning out smog. Really, like, and some of them are quite old, so that these don't have the sort of modern Euro 6 kind of stuff. And what's great is that 60%, I think, last year of all buses were registered new were electric, and you just think this is such a logical, sensible move, and it's great to see them being supported by VEV and others in that sector to be able to charge and to get about it, because asthma directly related to this junk that we chuck out of the back of cars, vans and trucks and buses. And buses are always there.
Wonderful. Good. Right. Now then, we're going to do the shout outs. There's no Sam this week to annoy, which is a bit disappointing. But hey, let's do it anyway. And can I just say, to the first person who's through the door this week, we have a new little something that we're going to do. We've created the EV Café travel sweets. So the little tin of sweets that you have in your glove box, and every time you take them out you think, that's lush. We've now got EV Café travel sweets, and we're going to be sending a tin of travel sweets to first through the door this morning, Daryl Sharp. And the reason we're going to do that is that he logged in on YouTube at 1:30 a.m. this morning. And that is outstanding. My friend, you deserve your tin of sweets. Hit me up with your home address or wherever you want your tin of sweets sent, and we will send them to you. And I'm also going to send some to Economy Trucks because at last, Steve Warts has reminded me of his name. So, Steve, you too will be getting some EV Cafe travel sweets to go in your glove box of your truck. I don't know, do truckers have fancy little glove boxes? I don't know. Paul? Any ideas?
Yeah, definitely. They have big glove boxes. They have microwaves. They have beds. They have TVs. They have all kinds of stuff.
They're so fancy. Gary Comerford, welcome to you this morning, 9:39. You were in early. Graham McLaren Harris. Ew, he's almost a double barrel. Welcome, my friend. Scott Eady. Morning. Who else we got? James Hobson. Now then, I'm having a chat with James later. The old Screenwash King. He's in the house. Check him out, screenwashking.com. The aforementioned Teresa Swift, who we love dearly, who came to our Partners' Day. Bless her, hug her and squeeze her. She was late, but great shoes. DEV Chakravarti. He's in the house. Kirsty Robinson. Welcome, my friend. I know you're struggling a bit at the moment. Had a little bit of a tough week, and we're feeling for you. Lovely to see you here. Who else we got? Ash Bannister. Oh, 2 mugs. Do you know what? We might even send you some sweets if you're really, really good. Belinda Guy, do us a favour. Hit me up on LinkedIn. Let's choose LinkedIn because we need to have a chat. Ian Mayhew. Good to see you. Russ Morgan. Steve Williams. Do you know what, mate? You are always welcome. It's lovely to see Steve. He keeps coming back. There you are. See? In, out.
There he is.
In, out. He's a love. David Cornish. Hello, my friend, down in the West Country. I know you're not really, but there we are. Neil Hughes. Hello, Rob Dustin. Greetings to you. Stuart Humphrey, as always, keep sending me messages. Do you know what, mate? Love you, hug you, and squeeze you. Josh Edkins from the quite wonderful Webfleet, mentioned earlier because of Richard Parker. Paul O'Brien, good morning. Mark Elliott, hello. Tony Clayton, good to see you. Rob Dustin, PK, it's not a van. You're not in a van, PK. What's going on?
Well, no, I mean, I do occasionally use these boring things called cars to get about, but mostly it's a van. What can I say?
Lovely to see Esther Jones on Wednesday when we were at the Partner Day, and she now has straight hair. Really interesting to see, and she was looking on form. Tom Middleditch, or Central Dyke as we like to call him. Hello, Tom. Lovely to see you. What have you missed? You've missed everything but nothing. LinkedIn user. Now then, is that the man? Is it him? Is it Peter Heath? He's got nice teeth. Oh, that's a lobster. Anyway, yeah. Right. Ben McDonald. Good to see you, my friend. London is where you are. Ben McDonald. He's given a big clap to Chul. Quite right. Mark Smith. In the light of the London Heathrow grid effect, I was surprised that they did not have a standalone backup power solution for this critical piece of infrastructure. I kind of agree with you to a point. They have got diesel generators. They can run some of the essential systems. The issue is the scale of that thing. Have you seen the pictures of the size of that substation? I don't think I've ever seen a bigger one. Paul's never heard that line. Amy Carter, lovely to see you this morning. Liz Allen, welcome. Goodness gracious me, Shane Reese. We might have to stop this shout out thing because it will take half an hour to do, or we just extend the news to 1 hour. Sarah Wellstead.
Say it quicker.
Could just say it quicker, I guess. Sarah Wellstead, late but made it and appreciated. It was Peter Heath. He's got nice teeth. Matthew Ling, he was cutting the lawn Isn't it a bit early for that sort of thing? Anyway, good. Sarah Kennel, that's 2 weeks in a row. Welcome. Morning. Sorry, Mr. Curtis, for being late. I have a note. Lloyd Allen, you are forgiven, my friend. Now, the newest we got. Pam Hanlon from Power. Lovely to see you. Paul O'Brien. Great to see you. Jason Barnett. Someone say sweeties. Yes, please. You cheeky boy, Jason Barnett, hit me up on LinkedIn. You too can have some sweeties for your cheek. Right,
Well,
we're done with the sweeties. Paul.
Just cheeky with his name, saying Barnett. You know, we ain't got
We ain't
one.
got no.
We ain't got no Barnett.
Right, let's get on with the news. It's 16 minutes past 10 on Friday, the 21st of March, and the AA has just released a jolt of a report on electric vehicles, and it's clear we're not quite plugging in as fast as we might be. Turns out that just building EVs isn't enough. We've got to convince people to buy them. Who knew? Apparently, 22% of us are rejectors, saying you'll never go electric. That's like saying you'll never try pizza or donuts, honestly. Another 20% are doubters, clinging to their petrol cars like a warm, noisy blanket. Oh dear. But hey, 52% of people see the potential and 7% are already zipping around in EVs. Now, here's the worrying bit. 1 in 3 people think that you can get a manual electric vehicle. So you can change gears in an electric vehicle. Tell you what, we got a lot of work to do. Yeah, oops, exactly. But when you think about it, isn't that our failing? We haven't communicated how electric vehicles work. We have much to do. And 7% of all drivers think that used petrol cars are going to be banned in 2030. Wow, talk about a shock to the system. The AA's message is clear. We need a big old awareness campaign, some juicy incentives, and a healthy used EV market. So, let us know in the comments. Are you a rejector, a doubter, a potential, or an adopter? Whatever you are, it seems we've got a long road ahead, and hopefully it's going to be a smooth electric one. Paul, we can't see you, my friend, but we can hear you. Obviously, you're an adopter. Are you surprised by the statistics that have come out from the AA?
I'm not actually that surprised. Sorry, I was having to pay for parking because I can see the parking attendant walking around. But yes, I'm not surprised because we have conversations every day, don't we? I posted something on YouTube the other day about an electric van, and when you read the comments about their disaster, you're buying a crematorium, all that sort of nonsense. You recognise that there's actually a lot of split opinion out there. So no, it doesn't surprise me on the one side, and actually it's quite positive and encouraging on the other.
What more do we need to have to do? You've got 42% of people just saying, it ain't for me, it ain't going to work. 42%. It's huge.
It is a big number, but we're talking a tiny percentage of people that have been touched effectively by electric cars, or vans or trucks or whatever else. But what we've got to do is really focus on those small to medium enterprises. We've got to speak to the few to get to the many. We've got to talk to the trade associations. We've got to talk to people that have broader reach. There are actual influencers, people that have millions of people. We need to get to those people so that they can extol the virtues. We need more education and more experience, because experience really convinces you, I think.
Yeah, bums on seats is everything. And I love Liz Allen's comment here. We are just assuming that the general public just know stuff. And they don't. We have a lot of knowledge transfer to provide people with. There's a lot of experience in this group and in the wider sense. And just by talking about it, just by showing people, and I know we all do, we're advocates for electric vehicles. I think the important thing here is keep doing what you're doing, because it is making a difference. We have a huge proportion, 53% of people saying, electric might be for me. So we are getting through, but there's still a long way to go.
Long way to go.
Right, now then, word on the street is that the UK government are launching a national wealth fund. Anybody heard of this? I got this yesterday. And it's not going to be investing in vanilla safe projects with a guaranteed return. Oh no, They're going for the big, more risky projects, the kind that make seasoned investors a little bit warm around the trousers. It plans for the National Wealth Fund to unlock more than £70 billion in private investment to help deliver economic growth with clean energy, advanced manufacturing, digital technologies and transport as the new priorities for the National Wealth Fund. Money will be invested in carbon capture, green hydrogen, gigafactories, green steel and ports, as well as other technologies, as well as defence, according to the government. Now then, I'm picturing government officials. I worked for the Scottish Government for a few years, and they get into a boardroom and they start throwing darts at a whiteboard filled with crazy ideas. Let's make Wales into a massive solar farm. Why not? Or funding a fleet of solar-powered fighter planes for night operations. We know what governments can be like. They're saying it's all about boosting the economy and creating jobs and maybe, just maybe, striking it rich. So will this National Wealth Fund be a golden ticket to prosperity or a one-way trip to further fiscal disaster? Paul, you're a bit risk averse, but then you're not. You also love a risk. It depends which day of the week it is. Do you like this approach? We've got to kind of think big and go ballsy.
Well, listen, I was amused by Jason Barnett's comment that his wife asked me where the dipstick was on our leaf, and it sounds like the dipsticks are all in government. But anyway, there we go. But thank you, Jason, for that. It made me smile. The government have got to back us, but I think what we've got to do is sort out the overall policy stuff. On the one hand, they're saying we're going to unlock this wealth fund and invest a lot of money in this, that, and the other. And on the other hand, they're taking £600 off of almost every EV driver for the next however many years, which will more than probably double or triple what's the value of the wealth fund. I mean, we have got to support these businesses. I mean, we're all too aware of the failings of the market and the people that are struggling, the startups that are really trying to do it. I know that, Phil Clark from Chul has benefited from some fund or another. I don't know if it's the Wealth Fund or not, and also we've got the Rapid Charge Fund, which is £1 billion worth of dedicated money that's not being spent. Is this just another bunch of money that's not going to be spent? Let's spend the money that we've committed to on the things that we've committed to spend them on, rather than announce new funds and new amounts of money to spend. I'm confused a little bit.
What it does do, I suppose, is give an indication that the government recognises that we need economic growth and that renewables and our industry are some of the key ways in which we can stimulate what feels like a stagnant investment pool at the moment. There is money there, but we're not seeing people grabbing it and saying, yeah, I can match fund that. I'm going to go and make that happen. And I think it was Steve Williams who was saying you met someone from the National Wealth Fund earlier on this week, an event run by Cardiff Capital Region, which is aiming to bring public and private sector together. It was great to see all that in one room. I'm chairing a conference on net zero projects in Scotland later on in April, and we'll be talking to government ministers about exactly how they're stimulating the economy. It is vitally important. The government's first mission is to create sustainable economic growth. We're not seeing it. We're seeing a retraction rather than a growth, and that needs to change. And if this just raises the profile of collaboration between the private and public sector, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know, mate. What do you think?
Well, the private and public sector do need to get together, and we do need to but I think trust is a big issue. On the one hand, we've got government making some strange decisions. Mark Smith says we have long lacked a well thought out strategic transport plan for people and freight. This is absolutely critical. We need joined up thinking. So we've got a plan for cars, so they say. They've got a plan for trucks, but again, vans, we're still struggling to do it. We need to meet every sector of the market. We need to understand the charging requirements in every sector. Ben McDonald producing in the chat there, the Ben McDonald, the very same, producing equipment that will help people in terraced houses, which I can see over there, charge. We need to answer so many of these challenges, and we need a joined up system. Ben could probably do with some of the money from the wealth. These is finding ways to get the people that are innovating and challenging and bringing stuff to market, to get them the money to move things forward.
Absolutely. Would just like to give a little shout out to two people. Laura Holloway, lovely to see you this morning. And can I just say welcome to Cole Etchells. Cole Etchells is just a few weeks old. Lee Etchells is the guy I work with on the Net Zero Projects Conference in Scotland and indeed in Westminster. And it's a hugely successful show, which I'm really, really proud to chair, and the Net Zero Club. But Cole is just brand new. I think he's our youngest ever viewer.
Yes. Gotta be.
And I think we need to find a little something, maybe an EV Café romper suit for Cole. The irony of somebody in Net Zero who calls his son Cole isn't lost on me, believe me.
I didn't see it. Oh my gosh, I did not see that. No, you have to rename him immediately.
Oh, wasn't it brilliant?
Maybe Volt. Well, let's have
Yes.
some names in the comment. What could we rename Cole to?
Right, so Cole Etchells.
Probably a lovely name, and I'm sure there's a really good reason for it. But it's just funny. There we go. What can we say?
I suspect it might come all back to football. I don't know, because Lee's a big football fan. Anyway, let's cover our last story quickly. Following on from our highly successful China Risk or Opportunity webinar on Wednesday, we touched on how BYD can charge their vehicles quick, smart, with new 1 megawatt or 1,000 kilowatt charging. The Chinese electric vehicle maker has unveiled a new charging system that it said could make it possible for EVs to charge as quick as it takes to refill with petrol. BYD's Hong Kong listed shares gained 4.1% on Tuesday to hit a record high of 408.8 Hong Kong dollars on Tuesday. On Wednesday, after they appeared on the EV Café, can I just say, went even higher. Yes, 1,000 kilowatt charging enables you to travel 249 miles in 5 minutes, a 5-minute charge. That is amazing. And the other thing which is amazing and didn't get a lot of coverage is there's 1,000 volt architecture. Super fast and super fly. Now, Paul, we've talked about this quite a lot. 1,000 volt architecture means that you can get loads of energy in really quickly.
I mean, this is all clever stuff, isn't it? I mean, that volt architecture has been available for some time from the charging side of things, and now we're beginning to see it in the vehicles themselves. And 800 volt, people say, well, what's the point in making all this noise? Sorry, I've just realized I forgot my glasses. Making all this noise. Oops.
They're on your face.
I know, I've got other glasses as well.
Other glasses are available, but this is just funner!
Which I can't find now, damn it. Anyway, let's answer the question. The 800 volt, it is important because it enables you to get power into the vehicles quicker than you would be able to without the without that charging infrastructure. So technology is important, whether it's 800 volt, 1,000 volt, whatever it is. We need to make it available and get more opportunities to do this. So John, talk for a minute while I find my glasses.
I shall indeed. So, just to recap, you can now charge an electric vehicle dipstick, an electric vehicle as quickly as you can fill it with petrol. Tell your friends, the BYD got it nailed. We've got range, we've got speed. Now what's your excuse? Oh yeah, and we've got price parity if you want to hire a vehicle with Europe Car. So come on, people, all of the barriers that we've been having for so many years ain't there anymore. EVs, it's the way forward. Right, if you've got any clean transport PR or news stories you'd like us to cover, or if you want to be in the commercial clap, send us something at hello@evcafe.org. Make sure it's really news. It's not just some PR nonsense that you want to talk about, but actually it's news. Until next Friday, it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from Paul, and thank you for joining me, Paul. Otherwise, this would have been so dull for the people joining. Other sustainability news services are available, but this is just fun. The EV Café is genuinely blessed to be partnered with the AA, Webfleet, Europe Car, Iveco, Stewart Sainsbury, Schneider Electric, Dynamon, EV Blocks and AW Energy. Lovely to see John Fairley and Rachel at the partner day. Massive thanks, as always, to Drax Electric Vehicles. Nick Gerald, you were there. Thank you. Chelsea was there as well. You help us bring the news. with your complete business EV solutions. We're the EV Café, supporting the transition to clean transport. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, wherever it takes you. I'm off to move 2 ton of stone. Until next Friday, goodbye. I love the news.
I wish I had